Hey guys and gals, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hi, I'm Vinny and I'll be your host. This channel is called BNSF 6951 or Vinny Vid Productions. If you guys are interested in model railroad train layouts, model railroad train operations and run sessions, rail fanning, kit builds, scratch builds, tips, tricks, and techniques, please consider to hit that subscribe button down there. And after you hit that subscribe button, please feel free to hit that bell. That'll give you notifications when I do a live stream or I do a video upload. And after you get done with all of that, it would be nice if you go ahead and hit that thumbs up because that'll help my analytics. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, so let's get on with it. Be back in a few minutes. Bye for now. This Vinny Vid production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For all your model railroad needs, check out Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 7% discount with BNSF 6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome street graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad layout. If you guys are looking for sophisticated model railroad electronics, Logic Rail Technologies has what you need. For a 5% discount on certain items, use code BNSF 6951. Alright guys, now it's time for the next step on your layout. Trees. I have been dealing with Bob for 7 years now and he does excellent work on his trees. So if you need some trees on your layout, check out Long Shadow's Trees. Tell him the cuz sent you. Alright guys and gals, this is going to be a test room from the upper level in train room 2 to the lower level in train room 2. Steve 87 PSAP, I want you to take note on this one. That my run sessions by myself don't always go perfectly, and you'll see why here in a couple of minutes. We're about to go over a turnout here that's not fully secured to the ground, and neither does not even have a ground throw on it, and I believe that's why these trains are derailing in this area. So the first boxcar right there is the Burlington Northern. It's going to jump off. And I'll run it until the end of the train. Now we started out with 7 cars in this consist, and at the end we wound up with 5 cars. Anyhow, I did take that Burlington Northern out, and you'll see in the next frame what happens. So here's the same thing coming out of train room number 1 into train room number 2 on the upper level, or second level I should say, because there is a level above this now. And we'll continue around this layout and see how this all runs. Now that's Old Town Wickenburg right there. All those buildings are 3D printed by John Tanzillo, and they all need to get painted. Anyhow, we're going to go over that same turnout again, and I don't think the rail box came off at this point. But another thing I need to mention is the track is clean, but I don't think it's 100% clean. There might be some little pieces of glue or something like that on the side of the rails that make these cars jump off the track. So a thorough cleaning is going to be needed. But this is just a test run to see if electrically it is working. Now somewhere along here, the first boxcar after the locomotive derails. I didn't see where it came off, but I took that one out of the consist also, as you'll see in the next clip. Now that boxcar is taken out of the consist, and we're going to head towards the helix. Now the turnout that's coming up right now is a micro-engineering, and I always have problems with those. It decides that it don't want to play, then it wants to play, and don't want to play, and all of a sudden it wants to play again. Don't know what's wrong with that. I tried cleaning it and all kinds of good stuff like that, but it just didn't work. Anyhow, we're going to head down the helix now. And it runs smooth through the helix, I got to say that. And I think I'm going to have to knock on wood because I never had any problems in my helix. But it is nice to watch the train go through the helix. And I'll only talk if I have to. I don't remember what I had my throttle set at. It's probably like between a 6 and a 10 somewhere. These locomotives are a couple of my best runners, and the reason why I've been using the same locomotives all the time is because I want to limit the amount of locomotives that are in this room while the construction is going on. I think I have a total of 5 locomotives in this room right now. All the rest are in training room number 1 in the engine facility. I'm leaving the soundtrack for the train itself, so you can actually hear it running and hear it going over the joints with the clickety clack. Now, take note of the turnout as soon as I get to the picture of it. On the right side of that CRC can, there is a turnout there. You'll see as we come out of the helix, you'll see this turnout that I'm talking about. All of a sudden, I have a situation there, and you'll see it twice in this video. Once in this clip, and once in the second clip that I'll be doing. We have another half a loop or so. But as you can see, I don't have any problems in my helix at all. You guys need to see my video called Flex Track on Curves. It'll show you how I did my curves and didn't have any kinks. Okay, turnout I'm talking about is right there, next to the can, and you'll see right there, I never had that problem. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyhow, somewhere along here, another boxcar jumped. I think it was that second yellow car. Yeah, I think it is. Anyhow, that was the second one that I eliminated from the consist. No, I just re-railed it. That's all I did with that one. But the bulkhead flat right behind the engine, you'll see what happens to that when we get to the next clip. Something happened there. I don't remember what happened. Probably another derailment. So Steve, you see what I'm saying? It don't always go perfect when I do it by myself. Sorry about that. Alright, we're going to stop the train before it enters train room number 1. Only because I want to make sure everything in this room is working. And as you saw, I did have a little bit of an electrical issue on the lower level when it came out of the helix. And that'll be more intense in the next video. The next part of this video, I should say. Alright, there you go. There's another derailment right there. And again, I forgot to set the turnouts in the right direction, so the train is actually going in the wrong place. Anyhow, let's see how the next train goes. This is the Deep Rock tank train that I had purchased for myself for Christmas, and this is actually the very first time I'm running it. Now, did you see that car that fell off the track back there? I'll explain at the end of this video why that fell off, and I'll show you why. Anyhow, as you guys may or may not know, tank trains are my favorite. And this is actually the very, very first time that I have run this train. And this is going from the lower level to the upper level. So far, so good. And these tank cars actually roll really nice, even though they have plastic wheels on them. But eventually they'll get changed out. Because as I run these, you know, the plastic will pick up the dirt and so on and so forth. Now, you remember the turnout I showed you guys here just a few minutes ago? This train is going to negotiate that same exact turnout. But you'll hear the beeping going on, telling me that there's actually a short there. It'll stop. It can't make up its mind. It wants to go. then it stops again and it doesn't recover. So I have to go around and actually push the train around. So now after that issue, we're going to go up the helix. And again, I don't have any issues going up the helix. I'm moving the camera around. I'm hand holding the camera and I'm trying to get the best position so you guys can see everything and easy for me to record. So with that being said, we'll just sit here for a minute until the train gets to the top of the helix and we'll see how it goes. Again, I don't know what my throttle was set at. Probably less than 10. Maybe if it was over 10, maybe 12. I really didn't look at my throttle at all in this entire video. But I do know that these two locomotives and any pair of my cargo locomotives will pull 20 cars or 25 cars up this helix with no problem. And like I had mentioned previously, that 20 to 25 cars is maximum on my layout, only because it's what looks good. Anyhow, we'll watch this train go a little further up the helix and then we'll continue on. Sorry about all that camera moving, fellas. Just trying to get good angles on so you guys can see the train actually running through the helix. I love this scene right here where it comes around this mountain. Actually, that scenery is going to be changed eventually. But coming up here, you can get a big, huge S-curve. And I just love this part of my layout. Now, right after that bridge is another microengineering turnout that I usually have problems with. And you'll see the train will go through fine, but all of a sudden it'll slow down a little bit because the second locomotive was on that turnout, giving it a little bit of an electric issue. This area I call the Castle Hot Springs, and it'll be home to my ethanol plant when I get to that part. And this is the bridge that we're going to go over now. Is called, we're going over the Hacienda River, which is actually dry until we have major rain. We're in the town of Morristown right now. And again, excuse the mess on my layout because everything still is under construction. The bridge that we just went over there, I scratch built. And again, here's Old Town Wickenburg. One of my mostly scenic part of the layout. Again, like I said, I have to paint all the buildings. Anyhow, we're going to come to a stop here and I'm going to show you what's going on with that car that fell off the track. Alright guys, at the very beginning of this tank train run, you've seen this car fall off the track. And I'm going to show you why it fell off the track. But first I want to thank Dave, BNSF N-Scale, for giving me this gift. And as you can see, it is a truck assembly with a thread on it, and it works off of track power. Now the only problem with this was that it just doesn't roll very well. So Dave, next time you're in the area, maybe you could take a look at that and see if you can get it to roll a bit better. I do appreciate the gift. It's really cool to have a thread on one of my cars. Maybe if you can get this one worked out, maybe I'll buy some more. Anyhow, with all of that being said, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this video. And as always, your questions, comments, input, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. BNSF 6951 out.